Tonight we talk about new bikes, old bikes, moto fitness, moto fat asses, glaring disc rotor issues, and everything else in between. So that's a good reason to listen to this show. Live from Pahrump, Valley of the Dirt People. This is, I'm talking loud, Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. This is the show where you get to ask me tonight. My name is Jimmy Lewis. Motorcycle product related questions. We will answer those to the best of our ability. We generally give you what you pay for or more. It's not hard to do.
Or more. Yeah.
And welcome to the show. Happy that everybody's joining in. Matt, how you doing?
Doing good. I passed you on the flat track for the first time ever. Granted, I was on the better bike. But
oh, wait, you thought there was a better bike on the flat track?
I did.
So we were doing some bike evaluation. A lot of my motorcycle evaluation takes place on a flat track when it's play bikes.
You do learn a lot with those actually on that flat track.
I can actually learn almost everything I need to learn about a play bike. And so we were riding like 250, 230 play bikes today on the flat track. And I can get the suspension to bottom just by being an idiot on the brakes or just bouncing on it. I can, you get a good feel for the power, for the throttle control, the stuff. So yeah, you deemed one of those bikes was better than the other.
Yes.
Okay.
It's especially when it was, I had slowed up and I was really coming from that bottom, pulling up to the top of the power band.
This show is sponsored by a couple different companies, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'd like to thank our sponsors of this show: Yamaha, Taco Moto, Scott Sports, Climb, DDC, Trail Tech, Fasst Company, Seat Concepts. With the Seat Concepts Hot Seat Hotline, did you put that up in the chat yet, Matt?
Yes, we did.
So if you have a question that you'd like to have answered live, go ahead and use that link. You will basically call in through that link, and then Matt will verify that you aren't sitting naked on your couch.
If you want to bring you can sit naked on your couch. You just don't have.
We're not going to see that video.
You won't pop on.
I think most of our viewers would like that. My stream doesn't get replaced with that. C Concepts Hot Seat Hotline, Bulletproof Designs. I have a Bulletproof Designs product of the week, and of course, Double Take Mirrors. And I still need to get that country song done. If anybody out there, some guys are working on doing this country song. I have some words for a country song, and I need music to it, and then maybe somebody to sing it. I don't really know, but I need to, because I got a video that I got to get built and done, and it revolves around having this song because I wrote a song about the video. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So McConnell sent his Roost or Endo, and Victor is out there. He says, "Are you sponsored by Bud Light?" No, Victor. Hold on. I'm going to show you what I'm sponsored by right now. Look at that's what's holding up. This is holding up my Instaphone, which is what Victor is watching this show on right now. So if you get cut off, you're on the Instagrams, you get cut off, switch over to our other channels. If you have a question, I might have missed it because I was, working on doing the show. But Jeff Ballard says he runs a TTR 230 forks on a YZ and it works good. Wow. That doesn't sound correct. I know Jeff Ballard. He used to race against that guy. He's an Australian guy that came over here, and he actually took Al Baker's XRs only and turned it into Ballard's XR only down in Australia. So It was a pretty cool thing. So I have some pretty cool callers coming in tonight. I want to argue with actually one of them about fitness and why results don't increase with fitness at our age. I don't know. I'm coming from a point of experience because I'm a washed up ex-motorcycle racer, and I'm still faster than you. So anyways, Dave Donnelly, well, it's warm enough to sit on your patio naked. I don't want to know what Dave's doing right now. Dave buys Husabergs and then tries to sell them to me.
Yeah, he bought my Husaberg.
He has a kickstart older Husaberg, like I don't know if his was a Swedish one or an Austrian one, but I saw it in the back of his truck. He couldn't get it started. I got it started, and then he said, "Hey, you want to buy it?"
Nice.
So anyhow, okay, everybody, welcome to the show. Anybody have any opinions or experience with the Sherco 125 SE? Asks Soupy Socks Enduro. I don't. It's been a while since I've ridden a Sherco. They were never seemed to be too interested in getting us test bikes. They said, we're selling all of them. We don't need to get any publicity on them. So that's where I'm at with Shercos. I have no idea. So I can't help you on that question. I did my best, though.
Someone said I should have been riding a Beta 350 or a KTM 350 on the flat track.
I don't know about this.
I don't think that would have made it better.
Our flat track's actually pretty small.
Yeah, like the bikes we were on were pretty perfect for it.
So you're gonna say that you like the CRF 250F?
Yes,
better than the Yamaha TTR 230.
Yeah. Not necessarily the frame. I think that was mostly with the handlebars because the 230 I did like how low it felt. That I think was mostly coming from the handlebars. But that power delivery on the 250, I was liking that a lot more because I was able to just kind of roll on the whole power band versus trying to keep it. I don't know. Felt a little bore, just a little.
Well, it's carbureted.
Yeah,
it's carbureted and it's a 230. And it was funny because when we first got the Honda, when we took it out there and rode it around, and that's when we got the thanks Gene Woods. By the way, if you're Gene Woods Racing Experience, if you're in Vegas, unsolicited ad right here, go to one of his go-kart tracks. I would go to the electric one that's on Fremont Street and go slide those carts around. But anyway, Gene gave me a water buffalo and I can water the track. So the track actually got bigger. It got wider because it was the hardest thing to do is water it out here. And that bike, the CRF 250, was geared perfect for that track. Like it taps the rev limiter right about the time that you're wide open and you start dropping it in the turn, and it hits the rev limiter right when you want to back off. So it actually starts sliding for you when you do this certain line. And so that's what was really nice about that bike. But I was pretty surprised with the TTR. It worked really well.
But like it wasn't as drastic of a difference as I thought it was going to be. Power wise, I thought it was going to be a huge difference.
No,
and it was
the Yamaha.
Pretty damn close.
Yamaha's always those Yamaha play bikes actually always make pretty good power. And I think the biggest things holding it back for me was like drum brakes, which we need to adjust because somebody adjusted the pedals, the brake pedal and the shift pedal
so far down,
way down. And so I don't know if the drum brake is really going to be that big. There you're using the rear brake quite a bit to do stuff. But yeah, like peppy little bike.
It was.
Had fun. And then, previous to that, we rode Yamaha WRs. I was going to make the Yamaha WR the product of the week, but I thought I want to ride it more. But I was, I'm actually pretty stoked because I remember when I rode the old WR, and this was back in 2019, it was the one version back. They hadn't gone to the newer YZ chassis. And so basically it went from the kick-starting one to the no kickstart. This is the big change. And there's a lot of changes the YZ kind of took. This is where that YZ really took a leap forward, at least in the motocross comparisons.
Yeah.
Started working really good. And I remember riding the WR, and it wasn't bad, but I knew that, boy, when this WR leaps to that platform, it's going to get a lot better. And unfortunately, and I say unfortunately, our bikes were like 0 miles brand new. And so they weren't broken in. So what we did today was went out and shot photos, like static photos of them, and just got them ready so we could ride them. And we basically started breaking in the suspension.
Yeah. And
right away, it's like, oh, yeah, these things need a couple tanks of gas through them to loosen up the suspension because they were stiff.
I definitely felt that on the 450.
450 for sure because the springs are stiff. And I actually need to ask them, like, is it WR specific suspension or did they just bring the FX stuff over, which is something that they'd been talking about doing, is just having the FX and the WR on really similar suspension. I don't know. I have to ask, but I need to ride a little bit more. I need to ride a little bit more and break it in. Cause even just the tire pressure, and we had to lower the tire pressure down to get it right. But it just felt like they needed to be broken in before I do a lot of comments on that stuff.
Right. So we actually already have someone on the hot seat hotline. So this is actually Brenda. She decided to come back on, and she's going to she has a question about starting procedures for KTM 300.
Okay.
So Brenda, go ahead. You are live now on Tech Talk Taco Tuesday.
Hey Jimmy, how's it going?
Hi Brenda, how you doing?
I'm good.
Were my female comments last week out of line?
No. Oh, did you see my she mullet?
Okay. She mullet. No,
No.
well, she, it was however you want to call it. Ricky, when I started calling Ricky's mullet a fee mullet, he got upset. So notice he's not here this week.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. But anyways, hey, how you doing? How can we help you today?
Okay. Well, last week I told you that a friend of mine gave me a 2019 6 days to try.
Right.
And you told me I probably would have to change the oil pump before I even rode it.
No. It was if you hook a tie down to the handlebar, generally it seizes.
Oh, that's okay. Okay.
That's what it was. But the oil pump's next.
Okay.
Okay. So
getting back to the oil pump, we got the bike loaded in the truck and it's at eye level, and we were just kind of looking it over, and you could see the little tube that goes down from the oil pump to the bottom, and there must have been a crack or something. I don't know what that thing is that it plugs into.
It plugs into the reed valve, kind of right near the reed valve. Actually, I don't remember off the top of my head right now, but it's basically whatever color your two-stroke oil is, you should see it in that tube. It should not have bubbles in it, and it should go, and you'll see where it goes into the brass fitting, and then it goes into the intake tract. Okay,
well, at that point right there, it was leaking. There was dirt everywhere, oil everywhere. The bike was absolutely like speck-free of dirt except in that one area. And we had stopped by a suspension guy's house to drop our stuff off for him to service while we were riding. And he happened to have one of those little tubes in his garage. So we were able to yank that off and fix that tube before we blew the bike up.
Well, it'd be interesting to if you were not running it under a load. Okay, so just gonna go off on a little tangent here. If you were not running under a load, so you're not super straining the motor, then if it's pumping down in there and it's spilling out, like the oil is coming out around that hose, that could be problematic. But I imagine that it depends on how much it was cracked and how much it's leaking. Yes, that needs to be replaced. I've never heard of that happening before. I would be interesting. So, you said somebody loaned this bike to you or gave it to you. I remember Mojave Bob, that guy used to come by here all the time.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to him. I think he got abducted.
Abducted by aliens is usually what happens. But I buy a lot of his old bikes, and I have to un-Mojave Bob them. And every single problem that I've had with these bikes, it's something that he's touched. So I would the first step would, replace it, good, put a new one on there. But ask the person if they actually touch it, because I've never seen those hoses cracked, and especially not on a bike that's so new. I mean, if it was one of my 22-year-old KTM RFS bikes and it was a carburetor vent hose, yeah, it should be cracked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but not on a bike that's...
It was weird because the bike only had, when I got it, it had 24 hours on it. And it looked like it was cracked. And the guy that I got it from, he's not a mechanical guy. So he has shops do all of his work, like putting on his clutches and his tires and et cetera. So I'll ask him, right. But we just didn't feel comfortable running it with a possible crack in it.
No, that's probably a good thing to check. I mean, it's smart of you to check that. That's just kind of, when I'm washing a bike, I'm looking for stuff like this. I'm looking for oil, like where a lot of dirt's piling up on something that's oily. And it's amazing how little oil can attract a lot of dirt. On a valve cover, for instance, just a little bit of leaking can attract, and people just panic. I have Husabergs that literally seep oil. my new old one.
The new old one.
The new old one. It was seeping so much, I popped it off and really lapped a lot of what do they call it? It's the gray RTV stuff, the flexible RTV stuff. I put a lot of that on there to seal it up, and I got it sealed up. But when it was leaking, I mean, literally drooling out of there while it was running, I'm like, I'm not worried because it takes a long time to pump out an amount that's going to be catastrophic. So, hey, Matt, do you know anybody that's not mechanical?
No one comes to mind, really.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, no.
Got it.
I mean,
Okay, so
we're not.
to the question though.
Okay.
After riding the bike for 51 miles, I had to have one, so I bought two. Made the deal today. I've got two coming up as soon as the money clears my checkings account. So we've been reading a lot online about these bikes, and there's like so many different opinions on starting procedure. So it's a 23-300
Wow,
XCW
yes.
bike. What is the right answer? Because every expert has the right answer.
Okay. So I've seen a couple of these. It's funny because I see them come across my YouTube feed because I watch a lot of motorcycle stuff. And so every once in a while I watch one. And most of these guys, I don't want to say most of them. Some of them are really good at YouTube. Let's put it this way. Some of them understand YouTube and they know how to post a video that's going to get put on someone like my feed and other people's feed. And I watch the video and I go, that didn't teach me anything. That video was kind of basically useless because some of them are just like quoting what the manual says. And yeah, the manual's going to tell you what you should do to a T. But I watched some of them that the most important thing when I looked at the core issue that the person was trying to alleviate was fouling spark plugs. And I haven't fouled a 2-stroke spark plug in, well, I got my YZ125 in 2006, and I haven't fouled a spark plug since then on a 2-stroke. And I have a TPI bike, and I've ridden a lot of 2-strokes. My YZ125 a lot. And so I haven't fouled a spark plug. And when I watched this one guy that was talking about the fouling spark plugs, he actually included some riding video of him riding. And I was listening to him ride. That guy never opened the power valve. It was burp, 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 burp. And I watched the trails he was riding. He was riding fine. I'm not going to complain about his riding. He just never revved out, never cleaned it out. And if you were that guy and you hopped on your bike and you started up early, he says there's definitely a warm up oil pump mapping, which pumps a little bit extra inside there. And then if you took off and rode like that and it doesn't switch over, and I don't know this, I've never bothered to ask like what time that oil at what temperature, I guess it would be, or is it, I don't know if it's time or temperature when it switches over to its normal mapping. But I start mine up, I let it warm up for 20, 30 seconds, and then I take off and I ride it gently for another minute. And then I'm fine. I never worry about it. So if it's really cold outside, I might actually do a gratuitous check of the radiator temperature. I just reach up and touch the radiator and like, okay, it's warm. Now I can get on it. And they don't run great when you first start them up. I've always known this, but I've never had any issues with it. But if you took off and you rode like burp, 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 like, and you continued riding, burp, 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 tell John to cut that in me describing how motorcycles sound.
Yeah. We'll get on a sound drop.
Yeah. Where's my drop board?
There's just been so many things.
Okay.
We have a long list.
Anyway, so if you rode like that and then you kept doing that and doing that, there's just oil pooling up in a bottom end. The reason I know this is because I've pulled apart like some old men. It could be old women too. Some of these old men ride like old women.
No, that's the line we're clipping.
Right. talking about Bob. Bob used to ride Huskies, and I think he never used first or second. He used fourth gear all the time, and just so it'd go. But anyways, I pulled these things apart, and there's a bunch of oil pooled in the bottom end, even if they run it, because they never quote clean it out. And if watching old motocross, supercross video, the start line back when they were racing 2-strokes, and watch these guys clean the bikes out to just get it, because they don't want any goop, whether it's fuel or oil down there. They want it to be just pure, ready to go, rip. And from like, if this is I remember when we were tested the first beta that went to oil injection. The interesting thing about that beta was you could lug it. You could be on a single track trail, like doing first, second, third gear lugging, and then you'd hop out on a fire road and you'd get on the gas and go, and it would get on the gas and accelerate. It wouldn't go blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. So, and there's another good sound.
Yeah.
I'm good at these sounds, right? Brenda, am I good at these sounds?
Yeah, about as good as my niece. Okay. When she was, we taught her the difference between a 4-stroke and a 2-stroke, so she could do the sounds for you.
Have her call up. I'll race her with sounds. So, anyways, I think it depends on how you ride, and if you clean your bike out every once in a while, and that doesn't have to be in neutral and just cleaning it out. That means just you have the opportunity every once in a while to like kind of do a hill climb, or you do a sharp acceleration, or something like this. And this is where the oil injected bikes are generally really good. I don't think I ever really have been able to lug my bike around enough to get it to where it wouldn't instantly clean out. So I don't have a special startup procedure. That's the thing. I'm not gonna start it up with the choke on for X amount of minutes and then turn the choke off and let it idle till a certain temperature.
And then
I just hop on my bike.
Because one guy says you got to shut it off to reset the thing. And
okay, so the interesting thing about the older ones, the older like 2019 version, is that unless you shut the bike off, it doesn't take a second. It only takes the
air pressure,
the
atmospheric pressure.
So the crankcase pressure sensor is the only thing recording pressure on the older ones. The newer ones, the version 1 TPI, it only uses the crankcase pressure sensor. So when you start it up, whatever that crankcase pressure sensor, when you start it up, that's what that's your altitude and all the other stuff. And then when it's running, it's taking all the readings while it's running. But until you shut it down, and it takes another sensor pickup. So there's a lot of little things. So if you start down low and you ride up 3,000 feet in elevation, or ride down 3,000 feet in elevation, if the bike doesn't take another reading, it can be a little problematic. And this is something that I identified when the first 2020s came out, I think, that they forgot to turn it on in the press bikes. My press bike did something that I've never ridden 3,000 feet of elevation gain, which is about how much it takes. It takes about 2,000 to sort of start feeling it, and 3,000 to really feel it. And unless you shut the bike on and off, I'd never ridden that much elevation gain without starting and stopping the bike. So I never noticed this, but there was guys that had, and they said, hey, my TPI bike runs like crap. So when I got the new bike, I actually had the opportunity to find a place where I could do this very quickly on a side of a mine where I could ride up the road. So I did it, and I'm like, holy crap, there's an issue with this. And I got back to KTM, and they said, oh, that shouldn't be a problem. And then 2 days later, they're like, we need to flash your ECU. We've got this fixed. Because they put the extra sensor, the extra ambient air pressure sensor outside there. So long story short, Brenda, just start your bike, warm it up like you would normally anything else. If you want to start it and stop it, that's not going to hurt anything. Just don't be like my buddy George. So my buddy George, we were doing a school here, and right before we leave, George decided he had to take a dump. Yep. And George went and took a dump, and then the school left without him. So what did he do? Hopped on his TPI bike, wasn't even warmed up, fired it up, and took off hauling ass down the road. I just got the cylinder back.
4-point seizure.
Yeah. Full 4-point cold seizure. nothing you're going to do about that. It's not going to, so if you have to take a dump, let your bike warm up. That's the moral of this story. But I think you're going to be really happy with your bikes.
Yeah. Any advice for the brand new bike? I think we're just going to get them and ride them, but we're going to need things like probably proper skid plates and some guards.
Bulletproof Designs. They make all the stuff. They make this. A few months ago, they had us telling you that they have all the stuff for the 2023s because they were brand new. Well, guess what? They now still have all the stuff for the 2023s, and they are available. So they have some really good protection for that. Achirby's has good protective parts for that. TM Design Works has good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is relatively stock.
Yeah, with some bulletproof design stuff on it.
Bulletproof design stuff. Especially the
chain guard.
The chain guard thing. I would get that if you're going to ride it through the rocks. That's for sure. Hey, Matt, what'd you break on the Yamaha today?
I didn't break it. I think that was you.
Oh, it was me. Okay.
Yeah.
You noticed it, though, so you broke it.
I noticed it, but we were swapping back and forth.
We had a plastic chain guide that came a little disconnected riding through some rock chutes.
Yeah.
Anyways, hey, Brenda, thanks a lot for joining. I think that you're going to be happy with those bikes. If you have any specific stuff, but I would just take the time to break them in. Take the time to, 15, 20 hours in, maybe that's the time, have the suspension service before you start complaining about the suspension. I suspect from where you're coming from, and you probably already know this, that's why your checkbook is a little different number in it after you did that these bikes are leaps and bounds from your 98s and 99s and stuff like that.
I figured that it's like here to the moon.
Yeah. That's a huge leap. And it's funny because some people actually, when they make such a big change in bikes, they don't like the new bike. It went so far into a different direction that it's not as stable. It's not as planted. There's certain things about it that you really like. The throttle response, right?
Everything. The only thing I didn't like was how wide the bars are, but that's fixable. I was comfortable on that bike in 5 minutes. I was wanting to hit the nasty trails. Get me off the easy stuff. I want to go see what this thing can do.
Because of throttle response and just drivability and all that. Yes.
Yes. Just how easy it was.
Yeah.
Simple.
Right. I remember the late 90s KTMs. It was like it was a journey into jetting, especially the bigger the displacement, the more you had to spend time jetting. So cool. Well, thank you for calling in, and we will hopefully see you out in the trail. Cheers.
Thanks. See you.
See you, Brenda.
Okay. Tyler Baumgartner says, Jimmy, when you got time, what are the must-haves to prep out on a 20KX 450 for Moran racing? When I have time?
Well,
I must-haves, man. When you take a motocross bike and go off-road, there's a long list of all the stuff. And George just chimed in with his dumpy emoji. There's so much stuff that you need to do to a motocross to make it an off-road bike. So if you already have the bike, Tyler, you're there. 18-inch rear wheel. I don't know if you need a kickstand if you're racing it for Moran and stuff like that. Suspension's super personal. So motocross suspension actually works pretty decent for someone that's racing kind of desert kind of stuff.
I tend to like a stiffer setup when I'm trying to go fast too.
Right. It has safety built in, but it definitely doesn't have the compliance for traction. So there's things you're going to probably need a bigger gas tank if you want to skip pit stops and things like that.
Maybe skid plate.
For sure. Protection stuff. I don't just want to go skid plate. I want to go protection stuff. Check out Bulletproof Designs. They make lots of that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. But for Moran racing, I don't think you would need to do anything with. Would you need a smaller rear sprocket or something? No,
the bikes accelerate just fine. I don't think there's very many places where you're going to get into a top speed situation where that works. And you don't. And the first gear is already tall, so you don't really want to compromise that. A recluse clutch can help certain things. depending on, because that bike does have a pretty abrupt power band. So having a recluse can kind of smooth that out a little bit. So lots of stuff, Tyler. Next time you should buy a Yamaha FX.
Yeah, my 250 FX in Moran race just fine.
Yeah, almost totally stock. Actually, it was totally stock.
It is basically. No, the mapping was stock too. I put the stock mapping back in it.
Right.
And like that thing was awesome.
I
got second in my class.
Second in your class.
Out of 3 people, but
that's good.
I beat all the other JLR guys.
That's right. And some of them are experts. They claim expert at least.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we should get Logan to call in.
We should get him to call in. I don't know where he's been lately. Maybe I hope his shoulder's doing better now.
Okay.
But we do have our next guest on if you want me to bring him on now.
Go ahead.
All right, Lendon. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you to unmute and then welcome on to Tech Talk.
Hey, Curly.
Well, welcome back on to Tech Talk.
Yeah. Curly Stoker said, hey, I meant to mention you boys yesterday. Last week's advice on the 2013 KTM 450 SX with the snow bike kit not revving out. Your advice on the injector was spot on.
Look at that.
Cleaned out the injector and it rips. That's what you get for free, my friends.
There we go.
Yeah. Saved him thousands of dollars because he probably wanted to put a pipe and ECU on it to fix it.
Probably.
Okay. Lendon, how we doing?
All right, man. Pretty cool.
It's awesome to have you on the Seat Concepts Hot Seat Hotline. You might know a little bit about that company.
Little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
I thank you every single time I ride my Tenere 700. That seat, it's like you guys, like there's certain seats that you just nail it with. And actually, even the KTM, I run the KTM tall comfort seats when I'm down in Baja.
Yep.
And like, that's another one, same thing. So good. But anyways, everybody else can be jealous and we have those. So you let us stream onto your platform, which is the over 40 or is it over 50?
No, it's
just the old guys.
It's just old guys Moto Fitness. I didn't put an age to it, just if you consider yourself old or even young, but feel old, you're more than welcome,
Okay. So how old is old?
Well, I'll be 59 in a couple months. So
yeah, I'm tapping 54. Am I 54 or 55? I don't know. 54. I think I'm 54 right now. Doesn't matter. I'm old.
Yeah.
I think I got old when I was 49.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually judging my oldness by my eyesight.
Yeah. I lost mine at about 45.
Oh.
Yeah.
So the cool thing about your group is you get to see what a lot of different guys are doing, and they're really focusing on the fitness side of things. And you've been doing something interesting. You've been kind of updating us with your race results, which for a while weren't improving. You were kind of like 4th place guy in your class.
Yeah. And then I slipped and had an 8th place or something. And then, it's really tough though, Jimmy, because when you go to Florida, even though it's 35 degrees at home, you show up down there and it's 85 and humid, and, that's no matter how much I train at home and ride at home, I'm just not prepared for that, So,
yeah. So home for Lendon is Idaho. He's racing a series down in Florida. And so when I start thinking about, like I said, training, and this is where I want to poke at you a little bit. There's on the bike training and then off the bike training.
Right.
And you've been really diligent about like modifying your diet, getting better, losing weight. And I've seen it. Like I couldn't believe when I saw you this summer versus when I saw you probably the 6 or 8 months before. It was like Lendon Light.
Right.
Yeah. Tune up the diet on a program with the trainer, taking this stuff super serious.
Yep.
And then it was like, okay, I'm finishing fourth. And then all of a sudden I saw a 2nd place, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't see the 8th. Did you leave that one out?
I think it was before. That was earlier in the season. So that was one of the first ones where it's really shocking to go down there, So,
and for those people that don't know, Florida is sand hoops.
Yeah.
And lots of them. And then if there's not hoops, imagine planting like pineapples in the ground.
Yeah.
With like, and they start out with bushes coming out of them, but the bushes all get torn off the top. That's the palmettos and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's like going through a field of landmines that don't blow up. You just hit them and then ricochet off of these things.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a technique for that. So I run this riding school. It's my other side job over here. I have this riding school. And so I raced, I'm not going to lie. I don't want to pat myself in the back. I hate talking about myself that much, but I raced a couple weeks ago.
Right.
Oh yeah, you did.
I went out and did a sprint enduro, and I decimated the over 50 class.
Wow.
Oh, did you get a trophy?
I haven't got it yet, but yeah, I get a trophy.
Oh, podium shot?
I would have been on the podium both days out of all the A riders.
Oh, really?
I would have been third overall A, and I got beat by one guy who was a vet and then one other guy who was like a regular A class. So that's not bad for an old dude, right, Lendon?
No, hell no. But let's be honest. You have your pedigree is a little better than mine, So,
but here's what I want to bring up. I was at that time in quite possibly the worst shape of my life.
right.
So, and it was a sprint enduro, so they were short. The tests were like 15 minutes long, and then you got to rest in between. But even when I finished, I wasn't tired. I was more sore.
Right. Yep.
Because I was expecting my muscles to do things that maybe they hadn't done for a long time, and all this stuff. But what this did do, after being sore and getting kind of mad at myself, I decided, hey, I need to get in better shape. So I've been riding the bicycle, a little more diligent, actually training for a bicycle event I want to do. And then I started running again because I need to do more of this.
How many miles a week?
Right now we're at 5.
Okay.
5 in one day.
Okay.
And it hurt.
Yeah.
But I was supposed to run tonight, but we did flat track instead.
Well, that's kind of like
I have a watch here with heart rate, and it kind of showed that my heart rate, it doesn't get up when I ride.
It didn't even spike when I was going by you on the flat track?
No.
I'm not letting this down, by the way. That never passed you my entire life, so I'm going to soak it up.
I was just milking the outside, just cruising around, playing with traction and stuff. So I didn't really want to destroy your
Oh, no. Well, at the very end, it confirmed my suspicions in which you weren't really trying.
Oh, okay, good.
No, at the very end, I was like, okay. I had my 5 minutes.
So my question and my offer is, Lendon, I would like to work with you on some riding techniques.
Okay. I'm switching because it got dark on me out there. So
I saw that. Yeah, it got really dark really quick. That's the way that, you know how this
it's funny how the sun works.
Well, he's on the other side of the alien area.
Oh, really?
He's up in Caliente right now.
Oh, there's some good riding up there.
And yeah, when the aliens decide to take the sun down, then they put it down, and then they pick the moon up. It happens really quick.
Actually, he's probably staying at the RV park I've spent a lot of times at.
Agua Caliente.
Yeah. So anyways, cause I think that, and I appreciate the effort to want to get in better fitness and better shape and all that stuff. And I know it does help, especially when you're, the problem is I live a big majority of my life at a very high level of fitness, and then I'll let it fall off and I feel it. But then I get lazy.
Yeah.
And then, but riding is what I've done. And I don't want to say so good at it, because I still, every time I ride, I pick at myself because I don't do it properly. But the idea is when you're riding really good, your heart rate doesn't go up, and you don't use a lot of energy.
Well,
so it's these little kind of techniques.
The last race in Florida, my max heart rate was 145 or something like that. So that's not that much. I mean, I jump into a cold pool, my heart rate goes up to 190. Yeah.
And if I get on I'm on my pedal bike, my analog pedal bike, and I ride up a steep incline, I can go up to like 180 pretty easy. Yeah. And it never happens. I mean, I want to say my max heart rate, and it's really rare that goes up over 130, but it's 140 is when I wish I would have worn this when I was racing, because then there's the whole thing when you're racing, all of a sudden there's this little extra tension. I think it's 10 heartbeats a minute of tension that comes with this. So I think that if it's really motorcycle racing and motorcycle riding you want to get better at, then that would be the best thing to practice.
Yeah.
So you just, and you can, if you fine tune that, and not to short circuit all the training, which is, getting better, getting healthy. But if you fine tune some of these little things, you find out that you're using less energy, your riding becomes more efficient, and then hopefully the results go up. Right.
Well, the weather, before this last race, our weather got better at home, and I got to ride quite a bit actually. And it shows. It obviously shows in the race results, but I've never taken any riding courses. I've never taken any instructions on riding. I just go out. I always try to find people faster than me to ride with and just latch onto them like a pit bull and watch what they do and try to do what they do, So
I watched the guy at your shop put the seat cover on.
Right.
And then I tried to do it.
Right.
And you'd probably chastise me. But it's funny because when you, and like what you practice, just riding is good, and riding and then think about your riding is good. But then if you, just get really into the kind of core elements of, whether it's turning or braking or accelerating, and being balanced and neutral and centered on these bikes, all these crazy things that seem so simple. And then you start listening to, it's funny how secretive some of the motocross guys have been in the past about what they really did.
Right.
And I think it took a lot of the trials guys to start switching over into motocross, and then how quickly they were able to pick up speed.
Right.
And not motocross, trials into off-road.
Right.
And how quickly those guys were able to pick up speed, and then they start making it look easy. And now you go to I think this enduro cross, the indoor, extreme enduro stuff is some of the gnarliest stuff you can watch. And look at the guys that are dominating that. They're all ex-trials guys.
Yeah.
And they have balance, and I think the balance kind of carries a long way into a lot of the stuff. And most people just throw balance out the window, and we're just going to mask it with momentum and inertia.
Right.
So,
well,
I'm offering you free training. I need to come up to Idaho. I want to do at that track that you guys have right outside of Boise.
Yeah.
I'd like to try to do a class up there.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to? Yeah. Well, let's talk about that. We can make something happen. We sponsor the track, so
it's Oahu. Oahu, almost like Hawaii.
And they just call it OMC. It's the
OMC.
Yeah.
Because that's people down in Nevada don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah. Yeah. I always just say OMC. If you say OMC, anybody from up there knows exactly what you're talking about. So
yeah, I definitely, when they were getting their stuff together with their drawing and things, I donated a class, and maybe hopefully we can get that person up there too, and we'll try to do something. But so you are right now, lucky man, in Caliente where the dirt is wet.
Yeah.
For the Nevada 200 trail ride, which is kind of an industry invite only little trail ride.
Yeah.
And you're getting to market.
Yeah. So me and Scott Harden, he's the ringleader, and but he's been telling us what to do. But me and Rodney Smith, myself, there's a guy named Eric Holt, a guy named Corn Dog. I don't know what his real name is, but with Corn Dog. And but no, we've been for 3 days now. We've laid out close to 200 miles of trail. We got just some small, may have to reroute a couple sections. We got some water issues in a couple places, but outside of that, it's pretty much done. So,
Matt, imagine rivers running in Caliente.
Yeah.
I've seen it. Yeah. I actually have a picture of me riding through one in Caliente.
Yeah. So the thing is, the snow is melting right now, and so those sand washes that are normally dry are wet, and dirt's wet. So, are there still entries available for this?
I think so. And I don't. It's not industry only anymore. Scott a while back opened it up. So it used to be like secret handshake, and if you can invite a couple friends, but it had to stop at a couple. I don't know that I wasn't part of it back then, but we've been a part of this for like 6 years now, and this would be my 4th time coming here, and it's a hell of a lot of fun. But this is the first time I've gotten to work behind the scenes, and I don't think the average person realizes how much work goes into something like this. I mean, a hellacious amount of work,
Yeah, I mean, and that's just the marking it, with all the permits and all the stuff with the BLM and different things. That's even mega compared to where, you guys are just kind of the feet on the ground making it happen the week before the event. So,
no, Scott starts working on next year's event on the Monday after this one ends.
And then he's got you scheduled to go clean up all the markings as well.
Well. It's actually a really cool system. The way they have it done is he has 7 sweep riders. So their job is to make sure nobody's left on the trail, but also they pull all the markings down as they go. So,
oh, that's good.
At the end of the event, technically it all should be down, so.
Cool. Do you know where people could go check out to see if they can get an entry for this?
Yeah, so it's you can just Google Nevada 200 trail ride and it comes right up. And it's Harden Off-Road.
Awesome.
Harden Off-Road is the promoter, and it's Scott Harden, but that's his business. It's called Harden Off-Road. And I'm pretty sure accommodations might be weak if you're a kind of person that can just you may have to drive a little farther out of town to find a hotel, because I think all the local hotels is booked up. So, but
right.
If you have a trailer or you have a tent or what, there's plenty of room here for tents. So if there's an entry fee and you don't mind roughing it, I'm sure you can get in.
That sounds cool. I have not been. I've ridden around there a bunch. I've not been on this ride. I have a lot of friends that go up there and do this, and so cool. Well, I appreciate you coming on, and we'll see you in the training pretty soon.
Okay, yeah. I'll get in touch with you privately, and let's figure something out. But I want to talk one thing before I go, if I may. So
for sure,
you were talking with the last caller about how bitching the new bikes are.
Right.
I'm riding a brand new 23 Husky FX 450, and it's just phenomenal, man. All I did is put a little bit stiffer back spring on it and play with the rebound clickers. And it's.
What about the seat?
Well, of course I put a seat on it, but even the air forks, man, if I didn't know the air forks, I couldn't tell it. And it's the first bike I've ever owned where I don't think I'm not going to spend any money on revalves or any of that stuff. I'm riding the piss out of this thing, and it's just great.
It's so hard. I mean, it's funny because but have you run to the internet to post what you just said?
No, not really.
No,
people.
No, because you
go ahead.
Because you're just out riding and having a good time. You're happy. So you're in the, I would say 95 percentile of people that, hops on a bike, has a great time, thing works good. You do these little things that you do to set it up for yourself.
Right.
And then we're good and we don't complain. I just want to know, like, if you put it in the back of a truck, is it going to blow up?
No.
Okay, just checking because that seems to be any bike. Like if you take it from the KTM dealer now and you put it in your truck, it blows up.
Yeah.
So, awesome. Well, hey, glad you're enjoying that bike. We're actually trying to. Trevor is working on a 450 FX style comparison of all the different bikes right now. And I think we have I think we're going to try to. I think he actually has to get a gas from a friend of his because KTM is completely sold out on that kind of version of bikes, whether it's the 450 XC, XCF, the Husky, and yours is FX.
Yep.
Or the gas. And I think they call that an EX.
Yeah.
What do they call it?
And the KTM's an XC, right? And the Yamaha, I don't know what they call Yamaha. I don't know. But
Yamaha's an FX. Yamaha's called the FX.
Okay.
Yeah, Yamaha, proud sponsor of Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. Hey, one other thing is Tim Skelly says, I hope you grease the dry linkage bearings.
Yeah. No, I did that too. When I switched to, that's one thing, getting the shock off the thing is a PIA. But when I was doing all that, I greased all that stuff. And tell Tim I said hi. So
yeah. I'm going to get Tim on the show here pretty soon because I've known Tim for a long time. That's a little shop down in Orange County. Yeah, the Inside Line Moto.
Yep.
They unfortunately they play this show. They listen to it back, and I have to make sure they don't have any really good customers in there when they're listening to it. I don't know how I do that, but I can get blamed. But anyways, hey Lendon, thanks a lot for joining in. Say hi to Rodney for me. Rodney heard us talk earlier and called me and wanted to know if we wanted any new beta test bikes, which we definitely do when we get some time.
The more bikes, the better.
Yeah, but it's a lot of work.
Oh, it is a lot of work.
The pictures don't take themselves, right, Matt?
Oh, they certainly don't.
So, okay, Lendon. Hey, good luck in your next race, and we will see you out in the trail.
Okay, man. Have a good one. Bye.
Cheers.
All right.
That was Lendon from Seat Concepts. Interesting story. He was a guest on a show not too long ago. Actually, it was a long time ago. Probably 40 episodes ago.
No,
not that many.
No, like 15
or 20. Yeah. He was a guest a while back, kind of gave us the story of Seat Concepts, how basically he was making his own seats for vintage bikes and he thought I could do this.
Mm-hmm.
And in a very really short time they went from it was just in his garage to a really nice facility up in Idaho and putting out just amazing stuff. And they're like the science of putting a seat together and when the way they mix their foams and all this stuff, it's pretty cool. And I'm proud to have them as a sponsor, and I like running their seats, especially on when I want to get comfortable seats. I've had some people build me custom seats before, and their seats are like those custom seats off the shelf. So pretty cool. I
got to ride one of the rental bikes recently with the Seat Concept seat. I was pretty impressed.
Yeah. That's the one that has the little wings on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's a little comfier in the butt where you sit down, but they hold you up when you're starting to get aggressive on the gas. So Dave Donnelly wants to know where our super top secret flat track is. He'd like to check it out. We should ask him how much whiskey he has, right? Is it whiskey or tequila?
Oh, we'll say whiskey.
Whiskey. Yeah.
I prefer more whiskeys than tequilas. As the price goes up, I kind of lean more towards tequila, but we'll go whiskey. It's not in my budget either way.
Yeah. So you're a Milwaukee's best kind of guy.
The cheaper, the better, really.
Yeah. This is ice.
There you go.
Yeah, but it was sitting in my motorhome all day in the back, so it's good.
It's not iced.
I saw a Facebook user. Was that wasn't he said Tech Talk Taco Tuesday and tequila. That would be
Mark Daniels said that in the beginning, and then he must have changed him to Facebook user. That's definitely his thing.
That is his thing, unless people are picking up on it. He texted me back. Right after the last show, I needed to know what size because I have a couple of t-shirts signed. And he texted me back in Spanish and said grande. Is that large or extra large?
That's an excellent question.
That's a good question. So, Mark, if you're out there, let us know about that T-shirt, and I'll get that like right into line of stuff that's going to go to the post office to get like postages put on it. So, okay. I think I hung up on the Instagrammers because
well, you're about to.
No, I did.
No,
actually,
you're still live.
No,
you're still live.
Oh, I'm still live?
Yes, it says right there.
Okay, so how do I unlive it? I just push this button here, X.
Yeah, that button there.
And now, I actually try to do this because they can't hear the caller.
No, they can't.
So this show really sucks for them.
Yeah.
They should come over.
The fact that there was people on there for 56 minutes was pretty impressive.
Well,
that was an hour-long Instagram session.
Yeah, I should probably quit doing Instagram because...
So the chat is saying grande is large, muy grande is
mucho grande is extra large. Okay. Well, I'll go back and check to see. He said grande of some sort, and I'll get that out there. But we got a large and an extra large signed.
Yes.
So we're at least, and it could get lost in the mail like the other one that I'm pretty sure I sent.
There's just some random stranger just getting all these Ricky Brayback signed t-shirts.
Hey, Seat Concepts seats are proudly handmade and developed in the USA by motorcycle enthusiasts. Seat Concepts offers a wide variety of seats, from stylish replacement covers to complete seats, as well as various height and width profiles. Each seat incorporates a proprietary foam formulation, this is what I was talking about, that is designed to provide unmatched support and impact dampening to the rider. Whether you are hitting the motocross track or gearing up for a trek across the country, Seat Concepts has a seat for you. See all the options at seatconcepts.com. Seat Concepts, saving asses since 2009. How was that?
That was good.
It's pretty smooth. Yeah,
I liked it.
Clip that.
I liked the last little bit there.
Yeah, that's theirs. I didn't add that.
Oh, that is theirs?
Yeah, that's theirs. You thought I added that, didn't you?
I thought you did, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm good like that, but not usually.
No. Sorry, we all have our strengths.
Okay. Not mechanically inclined.
Yeah, I didn't say that was one of my strengths.
Got it. I was glad that you were able to put that bolt back in and recover the cracked rear disc thingamajig.
Hey, and I learned about fuel pump issues that could potentially happen on some KTMs that are going on 9 to 10 years old.
Right. It's so simple.
I learned a lesson. Yeah.
Like
it took us 20 minutes to fix that. It blew me away.
Right. A bike that was dead on the trail. Essentially. You could idle it back probably.
I could get it running, but I was kind of scared because I'm like, this is not good. And there's a truck right here and it's right there. It's like, it's just as easy just to load it up.
Right. So Matt walked in the door and says, hey, I got a problem. He basically broke one of my bikes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, what is it? And he's like, yeah, it started backfiring. Running blah, blah, this and that. And it's like, okay. And in my head, Matt's telling me all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, has spark. It's backfiring, doing some stuff. It's a fueling issue. Just went straight to fueling. Okay. Like asked him a couple other quick questions. And I said, okay, I have a tool for this. Moto makes a really nice fuel pressure checking tool. I probably didn't even need to put it on, but I just wanted to show you the tool and show you like the process.
The process, yeah. And you even told me what to do in the field, what to check for in the field.
Right. And so, yeah, how to squeeze it, instead of having a fuel pressure gauge, shows fuel pressure, you can actually squeeze the hose. And if you let the fuel pressure out, the hose squeezes kind of easy. Yeah. But you pump it up and the hose gets hard. Amazing. Yeah. So if your hose is a little limp in the field, you know what I mean?
Yeah, a little limp.
Right. Your hose is a little limp in the field, doesn't have pressure. There's a problem. Is this going on my grinder?
No. Just
okay.
Yeah,
keep going.
Yeah, keep going. I'm enjoying this.
Oh, my choice from the Saunders Family Winery. Well, the thing is, Dave, if you go to Saunders Family Winery and pick up, they have a couple really good wines, and you almost walk across the street. You'll be so close to that flat track that you make sure that you don't drop the bottle when you're astonished by my amazing pivot into the turns right there.
And then by me passing Jimmy.
Yeah. Or you're astonished when Matt passes me. Yeah. Yes. So that'd be a good way to figure this out. And bring that Husaberg, because that'd be a fun bike to ride around that flat track.
I need to go to that winery.
Swedish Trench Machine.
Is that what it's called? Is that the nickname?
That's what one of my new Husabergs has a sticker that says Swedish Trench.
I I remember I had a sticker that said Swedish something, but I can't remember what that was.
Yeah. It's actually Muy Grande, says Victor. And
Muy Grande.
Victor would know because Victor is a 100% certified Mexican.
There we go.
Hey, San Felipe Bob's back.
I don't know if I've seen him on here for a while now.
No. Get your kid on. We have some drops for him to pull out.
Yeah.
I
gotta post those clips too.
Okay.
Some of them are uploaded. They're just private videos right now.
And we said Husaberg plenty of times, and Victor's going ding ding. Or do we ding ding for Victor now?
My Valentine.
Yeah. So, right. Hey, we've got a bunch of questions that we're going to get to. I got them all right here, list on a sheet. Matt's going to read them off. But until we do that, you've got to listen to some commercials. Listen to these commercials because these companies are the ones that are supporting this podcast. I believe in every single one of these companies. Use all their products. Enjoy.
What's up, Moto Buddies? Mike here from Taco Moto Co. What is the Taco Touch? It's the best service in the industry. Virtually 24/7 tech support via email or text. And it's like having a dirt bike doctor on call every day of the year, helping you fix your bike or recommend parts or setups for you. If you've ever received an order from us, you know that the Taco Touch extends to our fulfillment, and our orders come with the coolest stickers that you've ever had, buying parts from anybody before, and a handful of root beer barrel candies. All of our Taco Moto Co. branded components come with a no questions asked lifetime warranty, and we'll even extend out the warranty of other manufacturers, OEM, and aftermarket parts where we can, sometimes for life. We test and tune endlessly and exhaustively and obsessively. We're trying to destroy everything that we can before you get your hands on it to look for weaknesses and to improve it or to make recommendations to the manufacturer. And if it's something that doesn't meet grade, then we don't offer it on the store. Everything that we carry is something that we have personally used, tested, and ridden and raced and knows meets the high Taco Touch demanding standard. Go out and get some adventure.
Welcome back. Everybody always wants to know the tequila that we're having here. Milagro. Going to good old Staple. Nice big bottle.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the 5th Tea and Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. I'll be having that for the rest of the show. And welcome back. Thanks for enjoying our sponsors. By the way, Fasst Company, www.fastco.com. So I rode stock bikes today, and my wrists are telling me this.
Yeah.
Yes. So flex handlebars. And I've been starting to ride the mountain bike, and I have my analog bike does not have flex bars, which it will pretty soon, I'm pretty sure.
By analog bike, it's the non-electric bike?
Non-electric bike,
okay.
Yeah. And my electric bike has the flex bars. What a difference. Like, and mountain bikes are really stiff and rigid. And
yeah.
Just that shock that I get in my hands is good. So Fasst Company making the flex bars and the brake pedal spring and the little things that go on your rim lock to keep it centered up on the bike. And they have a torque wrench for your spokes. Lots of cool products. You need that kind of stuff. And I got accused of only paying attention to my Mexican followers on Facebook in the chat.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. So Todd Hicks felt a little bit, TW Hicks felt a little bit spited because we were paying attention to Victor because he said Grande and I guess Todd said Grande, but the comments are just flying by here.
We're actually getting a lot more.
When you have 10,000 viewers actively watching this show, like all the time, it's like this. And then the comments just go crazy. San Felipe Bob's outing his kid as a roadie geek. You know, if you're listening to this thing as a podcast or something and you want to see what's going on, come in and join us live in the chat. You can pop a question up. You can actually, even if you're watching this at another time, you can actually add a question even after the show goes. We pick those questions up.
Yeah,
they come back in. Comments, questions, whatever they called. Matt, hit us with questions. Hit me with questions.
All right, so we're going to go with the questions that were submitted before the show. So the first one's going to be Asher Petkovich. What dirt bike gloves last? My dad and I have run through 2 to 3 gloves each a year. Let's see. I was thinking about trying the climb gloves next, but reviews have said their gloves have dropped in quality. I don't care about price or armor. I just want a dexterous glove that will last a few years.
Okay, Asher.
That's a tough question.
No, it's a good question. It's a really good question.
No, yeah. Just tough answer.
No, it's not a tough answer. It's an easy answer. If every gear manufacturer has good and bad years, and I've known this because there's some, I Climb is a sponsor of the show. I wear Climb stuff pretty much head to toe. It's good stuff. There have been years where the gloves have been bad. And just like you're hearing all this stuff about a KTM TPI, it blows up when you touch the grips. And now I think if you touch the grips, the bike blows up. But so guess what you hear about? The complaints are about the bad things. And so I will tell you that there have been some years where the Climb gloves, especially I don't even know, the leather-like material in the palms was not that good. And they kind of disintegrated. And it wasn't instant, but it took some time. But I noticed it. And when I notice this, I get right back to them and say, hey, what's up with these gloves? And like a lot of times at that point, they already know because they've had customers that have them. Or if we're doing a photo shoot and with some early stuff, and I'm like, hey, you might want to check into this. Then they get to the manufacturer and they ask about this stuff. So a lot of times it has to do with supply chain and vendor issues and all these things like that. So yes, there are years of Climb gloves that were substandard. The last few years, they've been really good. Okay. So that's the Climb quote defense, but it's a defense of every single gear company I've used. So if you ask me about gloves, I would say if you want good, high quality gloves, and most of it has to do with fit and function, Fox has been known, and I think they're kind of known in the industry for having some of the best gloves. They just, I don't know, their factory is good. They understand fit. They understand materials. They've had really good gloves, and they have so many gloves. They have like 4 lines of gear, and they have 7 lines of gloves or something like this. I remember back in the day, it was amazing. But they've always been really good at gloves. So that's maybe where I would start if you're having some issues. And then it's kind of poking around. I know some guys that run like Home Depot gardening gloves, like a certain brand, because they're $9 and they last twice as long as whatever their favorite, whether it was a Moose or a Thor or a whatever brand glove, that they found that they could buy these other ones and these work gloves and they work just as fine. They didn't have like kind of the protection, but like he says here, he's not really worried about protection. He's worried about, the dexterity and stuff like this. I like the Climb, we'll call them the lower end gloves. I do not like the XC gloves because they're a little too tight fitting and not my cup of tea. But
I like them because they're tight fitting, but I will say my set from last year starting to see some holes.
Yeah, but how much do you ride and how that's last year?
Oh, it is last year. And this was the gear I've been using a lot and using when working. I'm not saying that they're not good. Yeah. I'm just,
So for the reason you like the XC, I don't like the XC. And then I like the, I want to make sure I get the Mojave glove, which is the Mojave glove is a little more vented, a little lighter. I like those ones. And I also like the Dakar has kind of been a hit or miss year over year. Whether they, sometimes they add a little bit of protection or they add a little bit extra padding. And we're talking like, probably a 0.5 millimeter padding. And all of a sudden it can go for me, good to bad, just based on feel. So I've always liked the Mojave glove, but anyways, lots of glove talk. Yeah. Glove talk. I think it's one of those things where if you can, because fit is so important in the glove world, you have to be able to try it, because some gloves are skinny and long, and those are the worst for me because I have short little fingers and then they pinch. And so I need to run like an XL with a lot of extra finger width. So my hand isn't probably the best example. I should probably wear a medium glove, but I need to wear a large because my fingers are fat. Yeah. It got a little girth to them.
And I'm not the same.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, if you have a chance to go try a bunch of different ones on, I would do that. But lots of different things. Some of us has calluses on our hands. I end up ripping some
brand gloves
off. Yeah. So, and I knew people that were wearing the mechanics gloves.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
we had a couple people in the chat say that.
Yeah. So mechanics were actually pretty good as well. So yeah, it's a kind of thing. And this is the interesting thing. Like, you can watch our chat as we're doing this. And these guys, a lot of the people in our chat, I know they ride a lot and they have different experiences. And Victor, I think Victor, he doesn't work that hard. He stands around and watches his guys work really hard. So he must get his calluses from rubbing his hands,
thinking about all the money
he's getting paid from his dudes. I know how that works.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Matt?
Yeah.
How we doing? We doing okay?
We're doing okay.
Like I always say, every time we hang up the phone on this show, I always say, keep making me money, kid.
Yeah. Hey, and a Q1 just ended, so we have some income statements, checks to sign out.
Do I have to write a check?
Well, I need one more thing from you, actually.
He says it's from cooking the goose. Okay, next question.
Okay, next one's going to be Scott Zundell. I have a low hour 2017 RMX 450Z, fully uncorked with the JD jetting tuner. It has a hanging high idle. How can I fix that? Thanks, Scott. He's from Pittsburgh.
That's a good one. I'm trying to remember that bike because I remember we tested one of those.
Yeah, I was playing with that JD jetting tuner on it too.
The tuner should have no effect on this unless you've really modified the idle setting mixture, like you've added or taken away fuel. Hanging idle, to me, it could be rich or lean, and it really depends on what the butterfly valve is doing in the fuel injection at that point. So I would number one, if this was I just had to go diagnose this. I don't know anything about it. I would go and make sure that my butterfly valve was shutting all the way down. In other words, I could let go of the throttle, it closes all the way, and it closes solid, bang, to the point where I might have to back it off so that it makes the bike stall. And then I would slowly, making sure that the throttle is free and everything, I use the adjustment on the throttle body to get it to idle.
Mm-hmm.
And then at that point, and I would set my JD tuner so that, because the bike idles when it's stock, should, if everything else, and this is assuming everything else is okay. The bike is idling when it's stock. Set the JD jetting tuner at 3 because that means no modification to the idle circuit, and get it to idle that way. You know, get it to set that way, and then you're kind of at standard, and that should be okay. The hanging idle, for the most part, has always been, a lean condition. It's lean, and then somehow the fuel injection like tries to compensate for it in a certain sense. So there's a lot of stuff going on there. But I bet you your butterfly valve isn't shutting all the way down, and there's something else mechanical in there. So hopefully it helps. Scott, let us know if that doesn't work. Hit us back. We'll keep poking away.
Okay, so Austin Coleman wrote in 2019 KTM XCW. Just got a month ago and loving it so far for the trails in Washington compared to his 98 YZ250. He's new to the TPI and he was wondering, how do you go about warming them up? Heard conflicting ways, blip, not to blip. We answered this question actually. Let's see. Does it take forever to warm up? Seems really low on power. Then comes alive at the mid-range after a few minutes of riding all good. Any recommendations for upgrades? Only thing I can think of is to stiffen the high speed in the rear for the jumps and whoops out on the trails, but curious what you would do.
I am. Hey, Austin, thanks for enjoying the show. I'm amazed at how we went from how to warm my bike up to a suspension setting.
Yeah.
We just jumped. We just literally jumped into the atmosphere. But the good thing is that whoever's wearing the gloves out, you're riding a lot. By the way, somebody in the chat brought that up. That's good. Maybe you're riding too much. You should probably stop riding, and then you won't wear gloves out, and then it's not a problem.
Yeah.
Let's see. enriching the fueling on low range idle circuit. My 19 TPI did the same thing, adding an idle screw mod and closing the air screw. So most of these KTMs, and we're back to Austin's question at the same time. Most of these KTMs, when they're completely stock, when you buy them brand new, they idle just fine. I have a 2019. I haven't added any sort of modifications to it, and it idles just fine. Still does, always has, haven't jacked with it. It's good. But there's all kinds of modifications you can do. And generally, when you do one modification, it affects something else downstream or upstream or wherever it is, and you're going to be chasing things. So let's get that straight. So how do I go about my 2019? How do I go about warming it up? Well, I start it up and it starts right up, and then I blip it a few times. So that's what I do. I just kind of blip it a few times. And then it takes me, like I said, 15, 20 seconds. It's probably in gear and ready to go. It may be 2 seconds before I pop it in gear. When it's dead cold, it might be 45 seconds. I don't care. Is there blips in there? Yeah. Most of the time there's some blip or not, but anyway, blip. And I take off, and then I'm mellow on it and I ride. And it's fine. Never fouled a spark plug. Never had an issue. But I do ride it. I want to say I ride it medium aggressive. Mm-hmm. So it gets cleaned out every once in a while. So all these different things. So the hanging idle thing, my bike is stock. I have stock. It has the Lex pipe on it, the Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Hey, by the way, you people, when you're buying parts, click through our link. We're going broke here. Matt, did you see the check last month?
Yeah.
I'm going to drink it right now. Okay. Well, when I finish that thing, our whole check's gone. Mm-hmm. At least my cut. But anyways, click through our link on Rocky Mountain ATV MC. I have a Lex pipe on mine and an FMF. Which muffler is it? It's the one with the spark arrestor. Power Core 2. I don't know what it's called. So anyways, I don't have any problems with this stuff. So I don't have any hanging idles or anything weird like this. So a lot of times hanging idle, generally it starts when you tip over and crash to the right side and your throttle hits the ground and it bends the throttle tube, and then it doesn't completely close. That's usually where the hanging idle starts. So if you come back and tell me that you've never crashed to the right-hand side or whatever. Okay, so any recommendations for upgrades? Well, let's see. You should probably buy the no blow up tie down kit. It's for sale right now on jimmylewisoffroad.com. It basically it's a special tie down that when you put your bike in the back of the truck, it won't blow up.
Oh, for those KTMs.
Any bike, actually.
No, yeah.
You can put it on any bike, and these tie downs will not allow your bike to blow up in the truck or shortly after you take it out of the truck and ride it. Your bike won't blow up as long as you don't do any stupid modifications. That's the tie down actually has a thing on it that says, "Did you do any stupid modifications, honey?" Yeah.
So actually, speaking of KTMs blowing up, I don't know if I ever heard exactly what happened with Jim's bike that just spontaneously died.
The one that got hot.
It got really hot, and then the battery just died.
So it was a battery issue.
Mm-hmm.
Something happened to the battery, and I don't know what happened to the battery, but so low voltage caused some issues. I don't know. I wasn't there, so I don't know, but I don't even know if he put a new battery in it. I don't know if he had something extra running or plugged into it or whatever, but he still rides that bike, and I actually never bothered to ask what the whole problem was. Thank you, Brenda. Brenda's shopping through Rocky Mountain ATV MC links, and we also have Amazon links. So when you're buying all of the things you buy on Amazon, like Trevor actually put a link on one of our tests on dirtbiketest.com for paper towels. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know why Trevor needs so many paper towels. but one can only imagine. So if you're shopping on Amazon as well, you can click through that link too, and it helps us out. It makes it so that I can have tequila and Matt can afford gas to drive all the way from Vegas because he has a girlfriend.
Yep.
Whoa, that was an admission?
Yeah. Big things, big life changes.
Big life changes.
Yeah.
Okay. You moving her out here? Valley of the Dirt people.
She actually likes it out here.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, she actually kind of likes being
People
around
look
this.
at her funny in that Tesla.
Oh, I know.
So
I know.
Okay, good for you. Congratulations. I'm glad it's a girlfriend too, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay. And Brenda got her new Parker DTs on Amazon. That's good. That's a good tire.
Pretty good.
I like it. Okay.
Cool. So do we want to go to some questions we were kind of missing in chat, or do you want to go to those YouTube comment ones?
You're in charge.
Okay, let's go to these ones in chat because we don't
want to ignore the people in the chat, by the way.
Yeah, we want to reward the people who are here.
By the way, if you want to call these questions in, they will go to the front of the line.
Mm-hmm.
Seat Concepts Hot Seat Hotline. And oh, wait a minute. Before this next question, I want to bring up the Bulletproof Designs Product of the Week. Do you know what it is?
Is it Tour to Crash Bars?
Why'd you call it a Crash Guard? I'm changing the name.
Oh.
So yes, so my product of the week this week is the TourTech. These are crash guards, actually. So Matt is right. So these are for my Yamaha Tenere 700. If you watch my latest vlog on the Tenere, I'm looking right through the middle of this sucker right here. I tell you why I got these. I rarely ever get crash guards. I want to call them tip over guards.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want to call them crash guards. I do not like to crash an adventure bike, but I rode mine off a cliff a few months ago. Like I thought I could. It's a place we ride our normal dirt bikes.
Okay.
And it cuts off about like 30 miles of pavement to go this one little pass over this pass.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was gnarly. I rode up there and I got there and I should have turned around, but I said, I'm going to go for it. But it was marbly. It's those marbly rocks on top of a super steep downhill at an off camber. And it terminates in a wash that's like a V. So it's like riding off a cliff. And I got 8/10 of the way down there, almost in control.
Mm-hmm.
And then the weight of that motorcycle, full tank of gas, of course, all this stuff, bags on it, started sliding. And then I started having to, hang on, and drop off into a ditch with big boulders and bounced and saved it like 17 more times before I finally had to let it auger in. And luckily, the only thing it broke was the fork protector. It actually hit a big rock kind of as it was stopping, but it scratched the radiator shroud, we'll call it. It actually, the windshield got scratched because the way it, slid on the ground, all these things. And so I had to buy a new fork guard, which was on back order, and it was pretty expensive for a small piece of plastic. But hey, that's the way it is. Yeah. I did something stupid. I should have to pay for it. But I started looking at the price of the radiator shroud and the radiator and all the things.
Yeah.
And I did the math, and this was so much less expensive than having to buy those pieces. And I know that this is Jimmy. He's like, oh yeah, I should turn around, but I'm going to go for it. And tipped over. Mm-hmm. And we can all have that one that just you don't expect coming and then things tip over. That's why I don't want to call it a crash. This was a tip over, more or less. It was like a little bit of a crash, but it was more of a tip over. It wasn't like like when I rode off the top of this, I knew there was a 17% chance of what had happened was going to happen. And it did. Mm-hmm. So anyways, I bought crash guards. I mean, tip over guards. The TourTech stuff is really solid. And I got it in conjunction with the whole luggage system that I'm getting for that bike. So they're pannier racks, the Zega Pro panniers and pannier racks, which I run on all of my adventure bikes. They have some of the best. It's just high quality, best stuff. Watch my Tenere 700 vlog number 6, and I'll explain it there. But that's my product of the week. Check out TourTechUSA.com.
I have a follow-up question now that I'm looking at that.
And if you want to come out and visit us at the Tour Tech Rally this year in Plain, Washington, Matt and myself will be teaching some classes.
Yeah.
You can meet Matt. He won't be working on your motorcycle, but he might be teaching you how to ride it.
I can put on a zip tie.
Okay.
If it's the right spot, though. So actually looking at that crash cart just reminded me, is alt-rider still a thing? I haven't heard anything about them in
No
for a
idea.
while. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about it.
It's been a long time since they left you out in the desert, right?
Yeah, seriously. All right, so Austin Coleman, who actually submitted a question before, he put in earlier in the show, tried checking baseline on my 4 clickers on my 2019 KTM 300 XCW and tried to bottom them out. I got to 25 clicks and never hit the bottom. Am I missing something?
Wow. So 2019, if it was all the way unscrewed, you can get to 25, maybe 30. I've never counted the full range, but I think there's a lot in there. So the question is, this bike stock? So fork clickers, and especially if they're on top, if it's a clicker on top and not on the bottom, and now I'm thinking 2019, I don't think it has a clicker on the bottom. So many bikes, so many questions. But anyways, so if it's on top, if your fork was disassembled and reassembled, if it wasn't assembled properly, for sure, you can have like infinite clicks to where because it wasn't set. So the clicker goes down and things can come apart in there. So you might be missing something, but if it's Austin, let me know if it has that fork been apart. If it hasn't, you should maybe 30 would be the max, but you should be able to get it to quote bottom out. But and I have in the past seen some WP stuff assembled improperly. So I would say if it is spinning too much, more than 30, take it to a suspension tuner that knows what they're doing.
Yeah, it's definitely strange. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and ask the most recent question from Soupy Socks Enduro. It might be a dumb question, but is there a proper procedure when kickstarting your bike? What is the best practice that one can do? Oh, this is one I'm still getting down. Kickstarting, like I'm assuming a 4-stroke. Proper procedure. Top dead center. And
no, this isn't a dumb question, Soup.
No, it's not a dumb one at all.
No.
This is one you had to teach me multiple times.
Right. And most people, I can kickstart almost any bike. And it's experience and learning and stuff like this. So yeah, 2-stroke and 4-stroke are a little bit different. But what I like to do is if I'm going to kickstart a bike, I like to get it near or just past top dead center. 2 strokes, I like to get it just near top dead center. 4 strokes, I like to get it just past top dead center. And here's the thing. Here's the secret. At that point, let the Kickstarter ratchet all the way back up because you want as much of a long throw as you can get on the Kickstarter. So let it come all the way back up because I see a lot of people find it and their Kickstarter's a quarter of the way down and they only get 3/4 of a kick. They don't get a full kick. So get that thing where you want it. Every bike's a little bit different. So you're gonna as you experience, it's like some 4-strokes you go past top dead center and then another half stroke down and then pull it all the way back up. Because you think about it, that's the power stroke, and you want to flop over and then go to the intake stroke. But anyhow, too technical. So you just got to find out where it's at, full stroke, and then you want to do a nice big smooth stroke of the Kickstarter, and run it all the way through till it bottoms. But you don't want to have all your weight on it. So when it finally gets to the end, that's when all your weight slams into the foot peg, frame, kickstart, or whatever it is. You kind of want to use all of your weight in the middle of the stroke. So you pick yourself up and let yourself fall onto the Kickstarter. This is like a balance thing like we teach in the class. Even if you have a 2002 Husaberg that has a Kickstarter on the left-hand side, this technique works. And if you have an electric start, as well as a Kickstarter, you can actually amplify
kick electric.
Yeah. So you get set the same thing. And right when you start putting your weight down, you push on the starter. So if your battery's halfway dead, you can do this.
You do it at the end? Of your kick.
I do it at the same time. The minute I put my weight on it, then I put the electric down.
Then I was like, oh wait, maybe this is why I sometimes struggle. But
no, it's the same time. I don't think there's an ideal time.
Yeah, because I've always thought it kind of helps. It amplifies your kick versus, I don't know. Anyway.
Okay.
Facebook user, what's better to use for fuel pump lines in the tank? Oteker style in the tank or in the tank style clamps?
Or Teeker. So I'm not super familiar with that technology, but there's these clamps that they're one-time use, and they pinch down with it's a special tool you're supposed to use, but it's essentially like a set of dikes, but squared up, and your set of dikes compress these things down. So somebody that probably knows a little bit more about the names of those things, basically the ones that are stock are the best ones to use inside of the tank. Outside of the tank, I prefer something that attaches with a threaded, just like a typical hose clamp style. So you can use either a flat bladed or Phillips head screw on the hose clamp, because if you ever need to take that off or remove it, it's easy. But inside the tank, you shouldn't be jacking with that thing. Just get it and make it happen.
Okay. Roy 15 asked about 30 minutes ago, do you think riding every other day is better than going to the gym?
Roy.
That's
Roy? Like one of those things is the hurt factory and the other one is fun. So let me be perfectly, absolutely 100% clear. Riding every day is more fun than going to the gym. Unless you have super hot babes in your gym that you're checking out and thinking about riding them. I mean, wait, no, riding your motorcycle while you're working out. If you're working out and thinking about riding your motorcycle, it's okay to go to the gym. Otherwise, just ride your motorcycle.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, or ticker or PEX clamps. Yeah. Okay. So that's the same thing. I don't know. You can buy 100 different kinds of those clamps on Amazon and different things, but if you get the right ones, those clamps are the best ones. So thanks, TW.
CB Socks Enduro. My motto was, who needs a gym membership when you can get a dumb idea on a dirt bike?
I guess you could. I think the thing is that the gym is like any sort of like training. You're actually at that point you're kind of doing pure training. You're going to the gym and you're doing a set number of reps on a certain machine, and you can wait and analyze what you've done and see progress. Where on dirt bike riding,
your goal should be to use less energy.
Yeah. But you're sitting there go like, how do I feel like I did something? You can wear one of these watches that shows your heart rate and different things. And you can, time yourself on certain things and do better this way. The problem with like practicing on the dirt bike, there's a point where you get to, and this is probably my life more than anything else. If I start riding at a level on a dirt bike to where I'm getting a good workout, I'm endangering myself from losing traction and crashing. I start riding or I'm going fast enough or something where I'm going to hit something that I don't see, a rock or a rut or whatever. So the gym is for the most part pretty safe. And the motorcycle riding at, pushing at a certain level can be to a certain amount dangerous, but you can practice safe things. You can do figure eights, you can do circles, you can ride flat track, although flat track can get kind of crazy too, because you get a little confidence behind you and you're like,
flat track, my legs get more tired than anywhere else. Except if I go running 10 miles, but on the flat track, my legs get tired.
You should ride ruts. What about if you do figure eight? Do your legs get tired there?
No, not on the figure eight.
What gets tired in figure eight?
I'd say my arms first, more specifically kind of like my shoulders and my chest, just because my bad habit when I'm really practicing, when I'm trying to push my level is I tense up on the handlebars. Yeah. And on the flat track, I'm so focused on getting my weight on the outside peg that I'm almost doing like a squat.
Yeah. I I might. So it's like it's the inside leg that hurts because I'm always you're always like you're hovering. It's hovering all the time.
Yeah. My inside leg hurts, but then my outside leg will hurt too. Like my outside knee today was actually because I was playing around with different foot positions today. That was the thing I was really working on, and I was actually my outside knee was starting to give me some. It didn't like the angle I was pushing down on the foot outside peg.
Yeah, interesting. Hey, anybody notice my Tech Talk Taco Tuesday T-shirt?
The one from Jared Bernardo.
That's just from Jared Bernardo. So I think we're going with gray because we have white ones, and those are going to be limited edition collector items. Mark Daniels, Mucho Grande, and if it gets in the mail, because the post office here is so sketchy. This black one is just for me. So we're going to go in between. We're going to go gray, I think.
Perfect.
We're going to go with the gray one. So in the next couple of shows, we're going to finalize something. We're going to get some samples in here. We're going to preview it, and then we're going to have like a pre-order thing. And then we're going to make millions being a T-shirt company. Screw all this motorcycle question answering stuff.
Yeah.
Right? All you have to do is you have to come here. Actually, can your girlfriend send them out when she moves to Prump? She can be a T-shirt hucker?
I don't know if she's moving to Prump.
Okay. Just checking. Yeah, Victor, black ones. This is like, once you go black, you can't come back. That's what I always say about my T-shirts. Okay.
Your grinder too.
I say that on Grinder?
I make you say that on Grinder. Okay. Are we ready for Rooster Endo?
Hey, everybody's favorite segment. This is Taco Moto sponsored. TacoMoto.co. They have everything you need for almost any bike you have. And they have cool stickers, by the way. So this is the Rooster Endo segment. And what this does is makes me happy when you send us good photos of your bike with a description. Here's the rules. Year, make, and model. Because I hate guessing. Year, make, and model. And then tell us what you did to it in your own words. And then we will talk about it a little bit. Hopefully it provides us with some enjoyment. And whichever one gives me the most enjoyment, and maybe Matt too, we'll give you a $100 gift certificate from TacoMoto.co. So Mark Daniels is back. He's no longer a Facebook user. Mark, it's Mucho Grande, like XL, correct?
Muy Grande.
Muy Grande. Okay.
All right. So let's move into this. So Brendan Springer Davis is the first one with the 2013 KTM 500 XCW. Most modifications were installed by the previous owner. So they installed Sick-Ass Racing handguards with turn indicators, Sick-Ass mirror, Polysport plastic front rotor guard, Jimmy approved, and a friend bent his on a rocky section of a trail. So we have evidence of...
He has a front disc rotor.
Yeah, his friend has a bent front disc rotor.
Oh, send me the picture. I've never seen one before. I've seen him scratched up to hell, but never bent.
Okay, so let's go down to the rest. He also threw in a little story, but this is...
It's
mods.
Long.
Yeah, mods. So trail rack from KTM Twins. Can't remember the brand. Pro Moto billet pegs and kickstand. Scott steering stabilizer. ODI Rogue lock-on grips. FMF exhaust. Tusk shifter and tube bag. A chair a
Serbies.
Okay, he spelled out A chair B's swing arm guards.
Well, he probably thought Logan was going to read it.
Probably.
You go, it is the best.
Or titty tail. Enduro engineering skid plate and radiator guards.
Okay, Mark, I got you. Grande, large. Got it. Not an XL.
Well, are we sure he's not asking for a Starbucks order if he's saying grande?
I don't know.
So $29 cheap Charlie China knockoff bars. Absolutely love this bike and agree with Jimmy. 500s are badass.
Why don't you have Fasst Company flex handlebars in that thing? Okay, so if this guy wins, he has to buy some flex handlebars.
Yeah.
Cheap Chinese bars. This is, okay. This is scary because there's certain things that you put a lot of faith in, like handlebars.
Yes.
And there's certain things I wouldn't buy off of. I mean, if it's just an exhaust pipe, okay, I'll buy it off of the, Alibaba or whatever, but okay. This looks like a photo we might have shot today, which horrifies me. He's got a tree coming out of his handlebar. He's up above the bike. my good buddy Drew would be just shaking in his shoes. It looks like a nice place to ride. I'd like to ride right up that ledge that's in front of him.
That ledge is placed perfectly.
You just do a double blip, right?
Just double blip.
We teach that in the school.
I think that ledge is just a tad
single
above
blip
my
or
ability.
a double blip. I don't know. It just kind of depends on how you do it.
Just twist the throttle and see what happens.
What type of tires does he have on it? And then what about my Chinese handlebars are going to snap when I finally do it right?
The tires do almost look like the AT81s.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure.
The dirt looks wet. I like that. That's roosting. Has a lot of stuff on it. I'm not super stoked on this one for some reason. It's not giving me good vibes. What about you, Matt?
I'm stoked on the background of the picture, but the tree is very oddly placed.
Yeah,
coming out of that.
It's like there's a lot of picture here and not a lot of bike.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like picture that shows where you're at and stuff.
Like this is a good cover photo for Facebook, but this isn't a good profile picture.
Cover photo? You mean on the top of the top of the slide?
Across the top.
Yeah. I don't.
Oh, there's a little bit of foreground here at the edge. A little bit of foreground right here at the very edge.
No, what about if the bike were up on the ledge though? I'd put it up on the ledge.
Yeah.
And then shoot up at it a little bit more, and then you could catch the scenic background with some stuff. But
there's a part of me that wanted you to just park the bike on one of those ledges, and then we just kind of be like, whoa, look at the picture. You just kind of like fake it.
Yeah. Okay.
This soft endo, I could be talking to a Roost.
Well, if you put it up on there, if you put it up there and tried to ride it off, for sure he would endo. So I'm going to go with endo.
Okay.
That's why it's not up there.
Got it. So next up is going to be from Tim Skelly.
I know Tim.
Yeah, he's been active in the chat tonight too.
Oh, because he's got his bike in there.
Yeah. And by the way, just to prove, he cut off the front wheel on the photo, not me.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Got it.
I'm showing it right there.
Tim's bike looks like it's in pea gravel.
It does.
Pea gravel.
All right. This is 2008 KTM 300XC. Bought it brand new in 2008 with lots of mods over the years. SX head and CDI box. Oval board carburetor with approximately 38 millimeters. Electric start kit added, as this was the only year that came without, but was able to be added. Pro Circuit Platinum pipe with shorty silencer. Engine completely rebuilt approximately 100 hours ago. Total hours is around 700. Scott stabilizer BRP triple clamps. Cycray handguards mounted to triple clamps with threaded inserts in the bars. Baja design squadron headlight, XCW taillight. IMS 3.8 gallon tank with the BRP billet gas cap, KTM radiator guards, Samco silicone hoses with Evans coolant, TM Design Works skid plate, Scott Shark fin, BDP front disc guard. It's plenty scratched up, so it's done something for me, Jimmy. Ironman rear sprocket.
Oh, are we on disc guard alert tonight?
I guess so. And
like no sharp objects around me.
TMD chain guide with bulletproof design swing arm guard, seat concepts tall seat with suede cover, suspension tuned by Inside Line Moto, grip warmers, tubeless front and rear, giant loop Mojave saddlebags, the old dog rips. Love the show, guys. Keep up the good work.
Okay, so Matt, I want you to take a good close look at this bike. Does it remind you of anything?
Reminds me a lot of my Husaberg.
Exactly.
Because this is my Husaberg, essentially.
That's your Husaberg, except it's the KTM version of the Husaberg. Yeah. And it was funny because this is right before they figured out how to make the PDS work. So that's when the shock is mounted right to the backbone of the frame.
Yeah.
And I remember because we did a big test where was yours 2008 or 2009?
Wait, my Husaberg?
Yeah.
Mine's a 12.
It was a 12.
Yeah, so it came with the electric start.
It was still with this frame.
Yes.
So KTM figured out that they could isolate that frame. So this bike is one generation back. So like when Brenda's bike is 20 generations back, this is like one back from it's actually probably 3 or 4.
I was going to say, isn't it 2 or 3?
Yeah, it has a lot. But he's done a lot of cool stuff to that bike. And I know Inside Line Moto, which is he works there. It's him and his buddy run this place. They own this place. they know how to keep things running, and this is a perfect example of that. I'm sure this bike works pretty darn good because they have a lot of experience and kind of tuning it. Other than the disc guard, which is like, I'm literally glad there's no sharp objects near me right now. Like I'm trying to stab myself. I think this bike roosts.
It's a hard roost, only because
you see your Husaberg in this.
Well, okay, there's two reasons now, but 700 hours on the bike and still keeping it looking that clean.
Yeah, it looks scary.
That is awesome. Tim loves this bike, takes good care of it, unlike I did in my Husaberg.
It might be for sale.
Oh shit.
I don't know. I didn't. Is it going for sale tomorrow?
Maybe.
Who knows?
But this thing's awesome. This one's Roosts. I love hearing when bikes have a lot of hours and they look this good.
Yeah, I think it roosts. I'm liking it.
All right, so up next is going to be a Mike Ethel.
Okay. How did this segment ever take off like this?
I just said we should copy Top Gear, and you said yeah.
Does Top Gear let readers submit their cars?
No.
Well, then why are we copying Top Gear?
We're made our own.
This is copying Dirt Wheels magazine.
Oh.
It was Dirt Wheels magazine that used to have like reader rides. This is where we came up with this whole thing. So
I thought Dirt Rider also had something like this.
No, we didn't do this. We should have. It was a big hit. It's a big hit. I
enjoy it.
I really do. I mean, I like to see what other people are riding. I like to see how they explain stuff. I'm genuinely, I learn every time something about these different bikes.
Right.
I liked it when we printed them out and put them on a board, but we don't have a little young child labor to do this stuff anymore.
No.
Actually, text Logan, get him to call in. I got some questions for him. So, okay, read it off.
All right. So Mike Ethel.
Oh, wait, hold on. Hold the presses. Tim Skelly says, possibly for sale soon because I want a TBI 300 XCW in 24. Oh, you've been hearing the rumors. Mm-hmm. I already have two buddies that have dibs on it when I'm ready to sell. Oh, okay. So it's not really for sale. Hey, but Tim, let me tell you, I have some KTM 525s that I'm looking to off. So if you know anybody who wants those, they're super good motorcycles that run, but they don't look very nice. Okay, keep going.
Okay. 2022 500 EXEF, D-Smog fuel torque ECU remap, T-Nick suspension upgrade, OEM exhaust mod, billet triple clamps, bark busters, P3 carbon pipe guard, IMS 17 liter fuel tank, Renthal sprockets, Renthal chain, RHX, axle blocks, AXP bash plate, Domino start stop switch, Moto 3D headlight, sticker kit, Race Tech or R-Tech white plastic kit, Renthal grip donuts, a Cherubies bar bag, Kriega hull loop, cooling fan, override switch, and I think that's it. It looks like it looks like the list got cut off, but I don't know if that was me or him.
So that bike looks really clean.
Really clean.
Really clean.
I'm going to assume he's not from the States if he's using 17 liter tank.
Oh, foreigner, eh?
Well, and we do have a presence in Australia, and there was a lot of brands that I didn't recognize. No, and that's actually like my favorite part about the segment is seeing when we get the foreign submissions and it's brands I never hear about.
So the cool thing is he's taken this KTM, which used to be an orange thing, and turned it into...
It looks like a great white shark. That's what I see when I see it.
Yeah, a great white shark. I mean, his graphics are clean. Just the fact that he started, it says a black frame and then he's gone black and blue on his color. It's kind of like, it looks a little bit like Husky, but a little bit like Yamaha. It's just so in between. It's it's transitioned into a whole new thing, whatever it is. I like it.
It's really good.
I think the bike looks clean.
This might be my favorite looking 500 EXC we've seen.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going that far. Like, I really like that graphics kit. That it has my favorite color, which is this kind of like navy darkish blue on the white and then the black frame. But it doesn't have the weird looking Husky plastics.
No. Yeah, it's like when they go to Husky, when the Husky, they look different. And then plus he's got PDS, which is the, like, I like it. I'm one of like 7 people in the whole world that like PDS.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Tim mentions that the location, it's shot in his yard. But his yard
That's a
looks
hell of a
nice.
big yard.
Yeah, his yard looks it is his yard. I mean, you know, we don't all live in some like condo complex in Las Vegas, Matt.
I know.
Some people are spread out over acres.
Yeah,
just over the
like
hill.
my parents. I grew up over acres.
Right. Yeah.
I used to have a turn track in my yard.
Yeah. So Roost graphics are rocking it. Mark Daniels likes this.
Yeah,
I like this.
This is a Roost.
Hey, Tim, even though it's shot in his yard, sometimes you can overcome like the fact that he just rolled it out of his garage and shot a picture of it. But he gave us a complete list. His photo's not bad. It's not hokey tokey lighting. I think most of the stuff's in there. I like the bike. Not necessarily, you know, tight with all of our sponsors, but then again, that doesn't matter. Okay, I like it. Roost.
A hard Roost.
Hard Roost, yeah.
Okay, so up next is going to be Mark Allen. And now I will give Mark some credit. He submitted this photo first, and I typically go with the first photo you submit. He did send in a picture with this
pretty
bike.
Stinking blown out.
He sent a picture of this bike with is a better picture, but also with dirt wheels.
Like, so that bike has reams on it. Like it's got some rims,
some hot spots.
Yeah, like the reams are pretty hot. If you're into rims, it's got some. Yeah, okay.
And the tire disappears too. But let me see here. Pro Taper, Psycho Flat, Pro Taper,
Are we going to get the other photo?
Oh, here, let me get the other photo for you.
Yeah, I'm not like, I don't care what he did, but the numbers, like S upside down L, I think it's supposed to be 57. That's just not, it's not happening. Matt's over there feverishly clicking buttons while I'm looking for another beer. Actually, I'll just have another tequila.
Here we go.
It's that time of night. So, is Mark in the chat?
He is.
And he's defending himself. Wow. So I think in the chat, you and Tim and Mark, you guys need to have it out with each other to figure out which one of you guys survives. It's survivor of the chat.
Okay.
Oh, the bike's outside here.
There we go. Yeah. Orange. He's got a lot of orange.
I like the fact that it turns into a dirt bike. That really helps me out with, my state of being.
We didn't get a year, make, or model, though.
Hey, Mark's on break at work, by the way. He wins because he's a rebel.
Okay. So let's see. Well, Mark, you better put in the year, make, and model quickly.
He left the year, make, and model
Just
out.
the mods. So I'll read off the mods while we wait for that.
Let me go for year, make, and model. Zoom in on that thing. Bring that in a little closer. Oh, boy. I have to look at the tank and the shrouds and stuff like that. 2016 KTM 500 EXE.
2015 500 EXE.
How close was it? That was pretty good.
You're close.
Yeah, not bad.
The front fender would have made me said something newer, but okay. So Pro Taper, Pro Taper, just says Pro Taper. Psycho Flags, bulletproof designs.
Pro Taper makes a lot of things. They make sprockets.
This explains the
handlebars. Yeah, but they make some other. I don't know.
Polysport restyle kit. That would explain why the front fender would throw me off.
Okay.
LED headlight, SKDA, graphics, Skida. I don't know how to pronounce that company. FMF Q4, FMF Mega Bomb.
Are you channeling your inner
Logan?
Yeah, good.
Shock Zone suspension, Warp 9 Elites, Metzler K1, fresh top end, IMS 3.2, Taco 90 degrees, a Gulen filter, attack frame guards, Boyson cover / super cooler. Let's see. He added a couple other things here. This bike was blown up for 2 years in a chicken coop before he had purchased it. So he rebuilt this bike.
How did you get this message? Like in a grinder chat or something?
No, the FEEXE group.
How many?
I post there too. Whenever we need.
And how many posts did he make to get you the information on this?
The initial post was pretty much all the stuff. The second post, he had a picture of this bike. We'll say over the span over 3 posts.
3 posts.
Yeah.
So it's like 3 submissions. He's overdoing it. Let's see. But he's in the chat and he's re-explaining a lot of his parts. And oh boy. And Tim and Mark are going at it in the chat trying to say, if I didn't see the first photo, I would go Roost. I don't know why.
I have
but
I have a counterpoint.
The fact that this bike like lurks in the backgrounds in the darkness as a supermoto bike, it kind of scares me.
I think he bought it as a supermoto bike and then fixed it up.
Oh, he did.
I think.
You think?
This could be wrong.
He could have explained it in his story.
Well, this could be wrong.
His bike. He found it in a so that bike was hanging out as a supermoto bike in a chicken coop, and then when it came out in public, it dresses like a dirt bike.
It is a dirt bike now, yes.
But what do you think it does when he puts it back in the chicken coop?
I don't know. He bought it from the chicken coop, so I don't know if he's actually storing it in a chicken coop.
Okay, so when he takes it back and he puts it in the garage, what do you think the bike does? Does it get supermoto wheels back on it, or does it stay as a dirt bike?
I don't think so.
These are the kind of questions that we need to know. He's searching for extra credit here.
No.
I run the white Sumo Elites on my Husky too. Oh, so is he submitted more than one bike?
No,
just this one. Okay, got it. I'm gonna go with the bike that's outside is a Roost. The bike in the chicken coop is an Endo. So he's bordering between those two things.
This bike roosts for me because these look like
Duct
electrical tape numbers, and those always do. It's
S upside down L.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's you got to embrace when you have to use electrical tape. Just embrace it.
You should embrace it when you have to wrap wires with electrical tape.
Okay, so this last one is going to be Tyler Wallace. Pretty sure.
Okay.
Let me count my. Yes, that should be it.
Okay. It's supposed to be more professional, this, Matt.
Well, I threw off my count. Did we do 4 or 5 bikes? So is this the 5th or the 4th bike?
Well, it's got a rainbow in it. Okay.
Okay. Don't be too offended by the rainbow.
And a discard that's
don't be a snowflake about the rainbow. Okay. Tyler Wall.
Yeah. No, it's a real freaking rainbow. That's a genuine. That's not saying anything about anything else. So just lay off there. But that discard is flaunting.
Oh, it's blowing out too.
It's not only blowing out; it's in my face. And I'm imagining. You see, the rainbow has the arc that's going across there.
Yeah,
and the discard is the anti-arc.
Like I want to look at the rainbow. Like it's a cool photo, but then it's just blowing out.
You can't even look at it. So if you're wondering what's going on here, we have a picture of what's the name again?
This is Tyler Wallace.
Tyler Wallace. That looks really close to here, doesn't it? That looks like where we just rode today. Valley, yeah. That literally looks like. Except our photos look like crap because the sun was up straight over our head.
Yeah, well,
he's got some angle to it. I mean, the fact that he took that in the afternoon, he's getting that rainbow and that light on that thing, and his kickstand's like pungy sticking into the ground. The bike's leaning over too far, and like I would cringe if I saw somebody setting up to shoot that photo right now.
Mm-hmm.
You'd almost think I was an art director, but I'm not.
Yeah.
The real 100% straight rainbow in the background is dang good shot though. Yeah, it's a straight ass
solid shot.
That's a solid shot. Like the timing on that,
it's just
is pure luck. Sometimes you just got to be a lucky duck.
Yeah, just
right.
The rear desk rotor. It's not that it's the rear desk rotor. It's it's glaring at us.
You can't see this in the chat, but Matt's little mouse finger is just squirreling over.
I mean, it's so bright in this photo that search and rescue would probably land in front of you, thinking, "Oh, did you just crash?"
Asher Lito says the picture kind of sucks, but the rainbow is pretty sick.
It is pretty sick.
Yeah. What about the bike? Let's hear about it, Matt. Like we've got
2020 Husqvarna FX 450.
Okay, he just did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah,
Your make and model.
Your make and model.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't have to guess.
6-speed conversion, KYB SSS conversion, full system FMF, GPR stabilizer, IMS tank with dry brake, flex bars, disc brake protection, enduro engineering, moose bibs. Sure, he's forgetting a lot.
He says he's sure he's forgetting a lot.
Like the skid plate.
Enduro engineering.
No, disc brake protection is from enduro engineering.
Zoom in on that skid plate. I haven't seen
it. Looks custom made.
I haven't seen a new enduro engineering skid plate lately.
That thing is.
That looks pretty burly. Look at that.
That looks, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it has extra protection on it.
Yeah, it does.
What tire is he running? Is that an AT81 on the back?
No.
Or is it a Kenda Parker? Kenda Equilibrium.
That looks like an Equilibrium to me.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't see his front tire because there's so much glare off the front disc guard. That's not glare. That's flare. Wait, let's see the tire. Like, I think there's a logo on the bottom down. No, it wasn't. It was just flare.
I'm just being blinded by this. I'm just being blinded.
Oh boy.
Oh Lord.
You know what? I'm just going.
It endos for me because when I'm taking a picture, I look to see if there's anything like this, and then I kind of move around.
I'll judge you for every photo that you shot today.
Yeah,
because you just said that.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm going with Roost.
I lucked out. I had a
just on the Lucky Duck, and the fact that if you wanted to lose this contest, you would send me a picture of a front disc rotor.
Yeah,
that it was shoved in my face, and this guy just shoved this disc rotor in my face in front of a rainbow and said, "F you, Jimmy, and Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. I'm doing it my way."
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So is that it?
That is it. That is all.
That one wins.
It wins for you.
Yeah. 100%. It 100% wins just because he had the balls to do that. Even if he didn't know, that just means he was triple lucky on that whole thing.
I mean, in the rainbow, catching it in the arc of the rainbow is a pretty sick idea. I disagree. That is a glaring issue for me. I can't get over it.
Like, it's a glaring issue, but
it's literally glaring.
It glares to win.
Yeah. For me, my pick was Mike Ethel. Just because
I like Mike's bike. It's all good. That's nothing. It's pretty standard. And I'm going to go with Tim on that. He just shot it in his backyard. Okay. Mm-hmm. Tim's bike is really nice. I know it reminds you of Husaberg, but like, if you want to just shove it down my throat, what's his name?
Tyler.
Tyler just did.
And he just like
that was so good. That was so good.
He did the equivalent of putting like I don't know how to say this in a more elegant way, but he just essentially put his balls on his handlebars and just rode in for like the win.
That's true.
What he just did.
Yeah. But he put his balls on his front disc guard.
Yeah.
Or his focus point on his front disc guard and blew it out. So yeah, Tyler, you win.
Good job, Tyler Wallace. Go ahead and reach out to me, Matt at Jimmy Lewis Off Road.
You never know what we're going to pick here on Tech Talk Taco Tuesday.
Even when it's the one.
Yeah, you know what? It's all good times.
I will say it's not the worst photo that was submitted today.
Hey, Mark, I'm disqualifying your opinion, but I will send your T-shirt out large. But anyways, hey, I think that's it. Do we have any other questions?
I think that's all we got going.
That's all we got going. Hey, but somebody said something about CRF 450S X versus RX versus KX 450X.
Oh yeah, that was an interesting little comment there. So Thorn Stormcaller had put in neither because they aren't two strokes. They summed it up They just summed it up for you.
Well, he's saying which one's better. I mean, that's the question we're asking those two. Yeah. How do they compare? And he says neither because they aren't two strokes. There, he summed it up for you. Well, Thoringen Stormcaller. I'm sure that's his real name, Stormcaller.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sounds like a Viking.
Yeah, he's probably a Viking. And Vikings should ride two strokes. If you don't have a KTM 550 MXC, you're a pussy. Just like to throw that straight out. What about our KLR 650 review?
Stock tire. What are the stock tires on those KLR 650s? Are they the same ones from like years ago?
So our bike came with the Dunlop D606s, which are great tires, by the way, for that KLR 650. I don't know what comes on it stock because our bike did not come stock because we're dirt bike test and they know we're not going to ride it on the street that much. Their stock selection is probably better for the street.
Mm-hmm.
The amazing thing, and this is something I just would like to just lay out there, is that the manufacturer has a really complete spec sheet on their website that tells you all this information. So don't ask me what they put on their motorcycle. That's not my job. You should go to their website and ask them because it's there already. And I can't memorize every tire on every bike, but I know what our bike came with because I know what I was riding.
I remember a lot of people actually liked those tires just because how cheap they were.
Which ones?
The KLR stock ones.
Well,
they're like a 50-50.
It wasn't so
they're not knobbies.
So Kenda makes a Trackmaster or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if those tires came on some of those bikes, but there was also a Qingshin tire that came on some of those bikes.
Okay. Well, let's move on to all-wheel drive adventure. We're still getting comments on this video from the all-wheel drive adventure bike. So Paul Mechanic was asking, is this applicable to Honda CRF or a 1100L Africa Twin or Yamaha T7?
So the all-wheel drive concept can work on any bike. And the funny thing is the front end is a kind of a standard thing. Christini makes a triple clamp and all the parts that go onto this, but it's getting the power from the countershaft sprocket up to that point into the headset is the difficult thing. So it's not applicable. Could it work? Yes. If there was ever a technology that I think that we've missed out on or overlooked is all-wheel drive adventure bikes. And I'm not talking full-time all-wheel drive. I'm talking about just like your four-wheel drive truck, you use it when you need it. And it's amazing. Like you can get unstuck and it can get you out of tricky situations. If you're driving on certain type of traction situations, just like in four-wheel drive, it's a lot better being in a four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive situation. The same goes for motorcycles and especially on adventure bikes. I'm really, really disappointed that technology did not ever get adopted or take off. So, and the interesting thing is, I'm sure it would cost manufacturers a certain amount of money, but if it were rolled into a large scale production, we'll call it medium scale production, it would have taken off and it would have been game changing. I've ridden one and I've ridden a lot of bikes. And it just makes, especially adventure bikes, I like them on regular bikes. I enjoy riding my Christini regular dirt bike. I don't need it, but I enjoy riding because it does certain things better. Adventure bikes, game changing, period. Next question.
All right. So Ben was saying on the Beta 200 review that spooge is not oil. It's just too much fuel. Jet it correctly like I did, and that goes away. JD jetting is the path that they went, or he went.
Okay. He's talking about it. So we had a little spooge. He probably didn't ride on the super gnarly technical tight trails that I did for long periods of time where I was never able to open it up.
Are we getting another one of those anytime soon?
Rodney Smith called up and wanted to know what kind of beta we're looking for to test next. But we've already done the 200 and I don't think it's changed much since. We're probably going to go with something a little bit more four-stroke. Yep. But I think that, I'm pretty sure I didn't want to change the jetting because we were out here running it like wide open, like high speed stuff, but then also doing gnarly trails back and forth and back and forth. And I think the spooge actually came from when we were up in the mountains, at 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 feet. And there's no way I'm going to change. And this is the problem with jetting and carburetors. It's like, you have to change it. If I wanted to run perfect down here in the sand tracks and stuff that we ride or a high speed desert and then go up 4,000, 5,000 feet and I'm going to suffer at one place or the other. I'd rather suffer at the high altitude with a little bit rich than suffer down here with the bike being too lean and having a problem. Rich is better than lean. And guess what? I didn't foul a spark plug. So with that, Chris Smith.
If you have a choice, would like to see a test on the Beta 480 Race Edition.
Chris, that's the one that keeps popping up. So I would like to try that one as well. So maybe you're going to get lucky. So what's the question right above that?
Do you think Kawasaki will bring back the KLX 650 since they updated the KLR, or is this just wishful thinking?
Such wishful thinking. The KLX was a totally different bike. It was supposed to compete with XR 650, and in some ways, it actually might have been better. It was a good bike, but it didn't. The KLR is just a street touring dual sport adventure thing, and they're not even the same in the same atmosphere at that point. So no, Kawasaki's not going to bring that thing back.
All right, Brendan Springer Davis asked, what's the deal with DOT tires? Will normal tires handle the pavement as long as you have some decent throttle control?
So Brendan, I'll tell you with 100% certainty that DOT tires, the stamp on the side of the tire, has nothing to do with the tread that you're seeing and how they work on pavement. It's a certification, and I don't even know the specifics of it, but I run Kenda Parker DTs and Kenda Equilibriums on my bikes all the time that I'm riding on the street. And I ride them at 70 miles an hour when we're just on open roads, highways, whatever, just cruising along. And then I run them around town and whatever. I have no problem running. It's funny because a few years ago, I ran into some kids that were riding up on the side of the road. They were just hauling ass down the side of the road. I'm like, dude, quit making dust. People don't like this. Just ride on the pavement. And like, it's going to wear my tires out. I'm like, you're an idiot. Ride a little slower. You can ride for hundreds of miles and you're not going to wear your knobs out riding on the pavement if you're not spinning the tire or being aggressive with it. So take that for what it's worth. The DOT quote knobbies work just fine for getting you from point A to point B. They're not going to be a performance tire on road, but they're not going to like wear out. Certain ones, if you run them at high speed for long periods of time, can shed knobs, but a decent tire doesn't do this. So,
okay,
that's it.
Well, that's pretty much it for the sheet. So,
okay, we've answered all your questions. We've had a successful night here on Tech Talk Taco Tuesday.
Had some calls on the hot seat hotline.
Hot seat hotline was going off tonight. I had a good day. I rode motorcycles, and then I rode motorcycles, and then once more, I did a show. And I'm happy that everybody's joining in. Thank you for joining in. Tell a friend, share, click through our links, and Matt's about ready to fall asleep. But with that, we will see you out in the trail, and we'll see you next week. Cheers.
See ya.